One of the great friends that evangelical Christians have had through the years is the rabbi in Israel, Rabbi Benny Elon. Benny was the minister of tourism under the Sharon administration, and it was during his tenure there that there was such solidity made and brought about between evangelical Christians in this country and Israel. He wrote a book entitled God's Covenant with Israel. I recommend it. We have some copies here. You can get it here through our ministry, or you can get it through Amazon. But in this book on page 25, he says this: those who believe in the Bible must ask themselves how we allowed a site so significant to our heritage to be abandoned and desecrated. And he's talking about historical sites in Israel, Christian sites. He says the Jews are the children of Abraham, and the Christians are the children of Abraham by faith. I hope you caught that, because that is a monumental statement for an Orthodox rabbi to say and to put it in print. The Jews are the children of Abraham, and the Christians are the children of Abraham by faith. He believed that, he taught that, he manifested that, he brought that about as much as he was capable of doing. And then he concludes the paragraph, together we must accept the guardianship of the places that symbolize the foundations of our faith. So he's saying basically what Romans chapter 11 says, that the Gentiles have been grafted in and we're a part of the Israel of God. It was my privilege to, during his tenure, to on several occasions take him to Capitol Hill here in Washington and introduce him to senators and congressmen. And one day when we were there having lunch, he mentioned a passage from the Psalms, and it was illustrative to him that the role that the Gentiles have had and would have in exalting the name of the Lord, Yahweh. It was from Psalm 126. It says, when the Lord brought back the captives to Zion, and he was thinking that in terms of Israel being reestablished as a state in 1948 and the immigration of Jews making aliyah since then. When the Lord brought back the captives to Zion, we were like men who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, among the Gentiles, Yahweh has done great things for them. And Benny looked at that passage and said, the Gentiles understand it first, and they're to take the leadership in this. The role of Israel becoming a nation once again, and the fact that Yahweh has recognized this. Then it was said among the Gentiles, Yahweh has done great things for them. Yahweh has done great things for us, and we're filled with joy. So he was saying, and I've come to believe this over the years more strongly, that the Gentiles have a prominent role in advocating the covenant fulfillment of God's promises to establish a homeland for the Jewish people, and at the same time to exalt the name of Yahweh. It's in keeping with what Malachi says in Malachi chapter 1 and verse 11. The prophet says this, or God says this through the prophet, my name, God says, my name will be great among the Gentiles. From the rising to the setting of the sun, in every place incense, that is prayers, and pure offerings, praise offerings, thank offerings. In every place prayers and offerings will be brought to my name, because my name will be great among the Gentiles, says Yahweh Almighty. It is the task, I believe, of Gentile believers who take the Bible seriously to exalt, magnify, glorify the name of Yahweh. The Jews will do that. They'll do it as a result of having their back to the wall and it looks like they're going to be totally destroyed. Jesus said this. You've heard me refer to this. Jesus said, you'll not see me again until you say, Baruch haba b'shem Yahweh. Blessed is he who comes in the name of Yahweh. So the Jews will recognize that, and they will affirm that name. They will exalt his name. But it's the task now of the Gentiles to lead the charge on this, to be advocates for the exaltation of the name of Yahweh. His name will be great among the Gentiles. And that's the truth.